Hi everyone, thank you so much for clicking on this video. I have procrastinated this video today for about 5 hours or so. I literally made lunch and came back and I was like, let me just scavenge around on YouTube for a bit. So I'm finally sitting down and doing this. I thought about doing it like a couple of weeks ago because if you know me, or if you know me well-ish, you might know that I stay up late at night and just sit there in bed thinking about Guild Wars 2 and Guild Wars 2 balance and different skills and coming up with elite specializations and all that such. And so for this video, I will be talking about the Guardian and the core virtues, specifically under the context of a previous dev update or a dev post. So let me introduce that post right now. So back when they last did, back when they did their last balance pass, they had this introductory paragraph where they talk about elite specializations. I'm just going to read it off right now. Elite specializations were introduced with the Heart of Thorns expansion, have become a regular sight throughout Tyria. These specializations have sometimes come with trade-offs, and sometimes they've been purely beneficial compared to a core specialization, often because they add something on top of everything the profession already does. We believe, and this is the key phrase that I want to hone in on, we believe that elite specializations are a more meaningful choice when they have some trade-off or change some core part of a profession's mechanics. Focus on that. I'm going to read the final paragraph because I might as well. To use the example of a necromancer, by choosing an elite specialization, you lose access to your core death shot abilities, but you gain different abilities. This is a clear trade-off. In the case of elite specializations like Druid, Herald, Chronomancer, Berserker, or Scrapper, this type of trade-off isn't possible because the specialization adds a completely new ability. With this update, we're targeting a few specializations to receive trade-offs, and we expect to continue doing this in the future. Sometimes I say that and it kind of like doesn't really manifest in the way that I would like, per se, but I wanted to talk about Guardian because taking this into this context of the video, I think Guardian's elite specializations do not come with any trade-offs. They're purely better virtues. And this video in part is just me trying to be the cheerleader for core virtues for Guardian because I think they are so underpowered. I think they are very outdated, and overall, in comparison to Dragon Hunter and Firebrand, they are so weak. They are so weak. Boots the house down, mama. Let's just take Virtue of Justice, for example. You apply burning every few seconds, as you do with Dragon Hunter and Firebrand. All the Virtue passives are basically the same. But if you look at the active, it's like, whoa, that is so strange. You basically grant 5 allies the ability to apply 1 stack of burning for 4 seconds. You know what else does that, but completely better? Firebrand Tome 1, 5th skill, the epilogue. You get not only 1 stack, but you get like 3 stacks of the skill to burn enemies. And overall, it just doesn't feel good. And I think virtues have just been completely outdated, and I would love for them to get changed in an upcoming balance patch sometime soon. And then if you take a virtue of resolve, you regenerate health as you do with the other specializations. But the active is that you just heal people in an area for 1,600 healing. And that's it. You know what else does that? Wings of Resolve. You know what comes with Wings of Resolve? Mobility. Also, Firebrand can do that. You know what comes with Firebrand? 5 skills that enhance and bolster allies with healing and boons. And then if you take Virtue of Courage, you just pop Aegis to everyone around you. You know what else does that? Dragon Hunter. Dragon Hunter does that. You do the F3. It's a shield. You get a shield in front of you to block projectiles. You don't even have to deal with Aegis. You have like so many blocks in that window. Also, Firebrand. You have reflex, you have taunts, you have stability, you have Swiftness, you have resistance. You can increase your toughness by 300 and you get Aegis. You get a whole lot of stuff. And in retrospect and analyzing that paragraph, I was really sad that they didn't even touch Guardian. They didn't even touch the virtues. There's absolutely been no trade-offs that I can see with Guardian and their elite specializations. So I wanted to offer a little bit of a solution. It's not really a solution, but kind of just like a very quick idea I had for the different virtues. So I'm going to start with Virtue of Justice. So for Virtue of Justice, granted, this was very quickly done, but I wanted to implement something for core virtues that you couldn't get on the other forms of virtues with Dragon Hunter or Firebrand. So for the passive, and I'm sorry that the text like was a bit weird. It looked completely fine in the tooltip editor, but when I exported it, I think they just kind of shifted. Anyway, Virtue of Justice. Passive could be the same. Burn foes every few attacks, every 5th attack you burn. But for the active, I wanted this to kind of be like an epilogue for the tomes. You and your allies apply burning with the next few attacks and deal increased damage. I didn't want it to just be one burning because that can be kind of weak, and in relation to the Firebrand, it just outperforms it in every way. So it could be 2 charges, so you can get 2 burning stacks. But while the buff is active, or the next 2 attacks, you have 3% increased damage, just to give it that flat power and condition aspect that I think would work well in a core profession, because remember, this isn't elite specialization. So that's what I had for Virtue of Justice. Let me go on to Virtue of Resolve for now. So the passive, regenerate health every couple seconds. And then I wanted the active to be, once again, different from the elite specializations that we have so far. So it's pretty much the same: heal and extend boons on allies, kind of like a mini Signet of Inspiration. I was thinking 2 seconds. It could even be 1 second, in all honesty, because it is such a core fundamental mechanic of the Guardian profession, and you don't have to take a utility skill. So that's something that I had in mind. And then for Virtue of Courage, the passive is gain Aegis periodically, and then for the active is you grant Aegis to allies, but you also gain barrier for yourself. And this was inspired by the wonderful Wooden Potatoes, because when I've been going back and rewatching a bunch of early Path of Fire videos, and he was talking about barrier and was like, you know what, I think barrier would work great for Guardians. And I was like, you know what, yeah. And then I was kind of sad that they never put barrier on Guardian, because Guardian does have quite a low health pool, and I know they have Aegis, but that only blocks 1 attack, and if you don't have Aegis, you're kind of like you're very vulnerable. So I thought barrier could be very interesting, but this barrier wouldn't be passed out to everyone. It'd only be for the Guardian themselves to have this tanky playstyle, or more bunkery, which I think might be lacking for core Guardian. These are the little updates that I had for now. Very quick ideas. I just wanted to make a video saying that I think virtues need to have some love, and Guardian is just core Guardian is being outperformed by Dragon Hunter and Firebrand. I know in PvP they have very strong burning, but still in the other game modes, I'm kind of like, there's not a lot of flexibility aside from the condition playstyle in PvP. Also, I just like to say, play around with the passives. Make the passives more interesting. I would love to see either this core virtue system passives be updated, or a future elite specialization have a different outlook on the passives, similar to what I was crafting in my Conqueror fan elite specialization video, which you can find that if you want to see my take on how an elite spec could be made for Guardian. Thank you everyone for watching. That was just a little video that I wanted to talk about. It's my little rant corner. Welcome. So thank you everyone. My Patreon is being more active. I'm updating it much more frequently. I'm definitely focusing on that as well. So if you'd like to support me in any way you can, hit me up on Patreon. I think I need to start having an end screen with all my patrons. Like the video if you liked it, comment down below, share it with other people, subscribe for more content. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye, everyone. Down below, I have links to all things Guild Wars 2 for free-to-play players and expansion players alike. So if you or a loved one are interested in playing Guild Wars 2, check the links down below and begin your adventure in Tyria today. See you in game!